It's no secret at this point that many powerful men have been accused of things that are completely outrageous, unprintable, crimes that are probably more heinous than even what the ordinary criminals on the streets are allowed to get away with. So, what exactly was going on in this video? I'll call him a little boy because he might actually be in his early teen years, maybe 12 or 13, but he doesn't know what he's doing. So, what do you think? Oh man, I don't know, man. Trust me, I honestly don't know. But something seems to be interesting, which is a pattern. You know, they say power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, who has power or who can be said to have power? Anybody in an organization or a congregation of people or within a group of people that can be said to be in a position where every other person either takes orders from them or cannot question them is a powerful person. It doesn't matter whether the group is a very big group or is a very tiny group of you. The most important thing is anybody who attains a position where every other person listens to them within a group is a powerful person. Therefore, with the capacity for power comes the capacity for misbehavior and misdemeanor. Okay? Because when there's nobody checking you, you start realizing that your greatest whims and caprices can easily be swept under the carpet because there's nobody looking at you, nobody watching you, nobody sitting on your actions to see what you're doing and how you're doing it. And as this goes on over time, you become even more reckless with the way you act. And the things you do in private start to show themselves in public. This is not the first time a powerful man has been accused of pedophilia.
Granddaughters not only love their dads, their grandpops, they always like them, and that's the great thing. Thank you, baby.
I recall correctly the Muammar Gaddafi situation, where he was said to have a room in his castle or his palace where he brought young boys and had medical experts test them for different whatever, and went ahead to these boys. For those who are not strangers to the controversies that surround the lives of powerful people, this shouldn't come as a surprise, or this doesn't come as a surprise. I personally cannot jump out of the window to make a complete verdict. But ask me what I think, and I'll tell you in simple words. The devil always hides in the place where you feel safest. The devil always hides in the place where you feel safest. Now, it doesn't matter if you're an atheist, it doesn't matter if you're agnostic, it doesn't matter if you're religious, it doesn't matter. The truth is, the devil has been around longer than mankind, right? He has been around right from the beginning. And he knows every single thing you are most likely to do, just the way God knows it, right? Even if you say the devil is not somewhere in hellfire or this black being that has horns and a tail, the devil is our lower self. Let me just define it in simplistic terms, okay? So not the image of the person with horns and a tail, but just your lower self, the debased, most primitive, reckless, most primal part of you. That is where the devil resides. And the more you have no one to check you, the more the devil comes out. And as a parent, most especially, the place where you feel safest for your children to go, thinking, this is the safest place. I mean, this man cannot descend to such levels. That is exactly where your biggest fears are most likely to manifest. This boy has parents, and his parents have even come out to defend the actions of their spiritual leader. I mean, how deep does this go? The enablers of some of these crimes are the victims themselves. The parents are supposed to be outraged. They are supposed to be seeking justice. They are supposed to be doing all they can to pull their family out of, being in contact with such people, the likes of these men or this particular man. But they've already issued a statement showing support for him. Only God knows if that support was done with coercion, but I can't even associate goodwill with what I read as the notes they sent out. Which begs the question, How many parents are willing to do the needful to protect their children? Because no matter how you dive deep into this and analyze, criticize, scrutinize, and even blow things to wider proportions just to further highlight the details of it, enough videos have been done on this psychotic lunacy called child. The only question is, how willing are parents or intending parents to make sure they shield their children from such occurrences? And even when it happens, how willing are the parents to further take things to the next level by seeking justice or seeking at least a redress? The community around this man has come out to say, oh, he jokes like that in public. But my verdict is this man is most likely suffering the early stages of dementia. And therefore, he has probably gotten to a stage where he thinks his tiny room is now the whole world. Since nobody checks him in private, he can as well just do whatever it is he wants to do in public. Because it takes an extreme amount of guts to ask a young boy, come on, what are we really doing? I'm scared for parents of the future, especially those that are still towing the lines of religion, especially those that hold spiritual leaders in high esteem. Oh, he's a spiritual leader. Oh, he's the president. Oh, he's the leader of this. Oh, he's the boss of that. People like to worship and, lick up all these titles and act as if the people bearing these titles are not human beings. Meanwhile, those people are most likely to fall into temptation because temptation comes at them at full speed. Okay? Temptation comes to the normal person once in a while. Temptation comes to those who wear the crowns, whatever crown you might want to describe it, whether it's a crown of leadership or is a crown of rulership or is a crown of being in the spotlight. Temptation comes to those people fast because they interact with more people per capita than the average person. And they can get away with more things per capita than the average person. And they are surrounded by more yes men than the average person can possibly imagine. I don't know if you're a religious follower of this man or you're a religious person at all. But if this were your son, would you be smiling in the crowd? Would you be writing apology letters and writing notes to show that you support what this man did to your child? At which point in humanity are we going to realize that whoever we bring into this world, we are 100% responsible for the kinds of traumas they have to deal with at a young age? Only God knows if this man has done the unthinkable things already to this boy in private. Tell me what you think was really going on in this video below. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time on the Boiling Ring Podcast.